Okay. All right. Okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy Action Jack. This is Gaming Grounds. I wanted to start this video off first and foremost saying thank you if you're watching this video. Thank you for entertaining my content. Thank you for entertaining me. This is something that I love to do, something that my family's been telling me to do for years. So I am definitely doing this, pushing forward, whether it comes to gaming news content, live streaming, anything. So when I get the equipment, I get more content. Please believe that if you subscribe, you're going to have the best content that I can provide, as well as some giveaways here and there when we start getting into it. But nonetheless, let's get on the subject of what this video is about, which is the Nindies Direct that took place earlier today. Um, Definitely was the one of the longest Nindies Directs that we've seen in the past couple of years of Nintendo doing Indie Directs. It was supposed to be 30 minutes, but it was only 25. But nonetheless, within the 25 minutes, they showcased a lot of great content, as well as some stuff that was kind of, some filler for at least me. But, with anything, somebody out there likes it. There's no game that's on this list that won't sell at least one unit, no matter what the content is, even if they do a sell or not. But let's get into the video, and I'm going to start off with the games that I personally know that I'm picking up day one. There's nothing else they have to say to me, nothing else they have to show me. Then I'm going to go into the games that don't necessarily interest me that much. And even if they did show other things, it didn't really, tickle my fancy any further than that. And then I'm going to have the middle of the line games to where if I see more content or if I hear more information that I like, it's a definite pickup for me. But if anything that they show past this doesn't interest me, or they don't show anything else past this, then it's a dud for me. So let's start off with the first game that I'm pretty sure is on everybody's radar, Cuphead. Cuphead was thought to be a Microsoft Xbox exclusive, but of course it was part of the Xbox Play Anywhere program. So you could also play it on your PC if you had it on your Xbox. But I picked it up on my Xbox and also played it on my PC from time to time. And it is a difficult game, but nonetheless fun. I'm telling you, it's an easy pickup. It comes out April 18th. So if you like difficulties, if you tired of saying, Nintendo has kid games, which to me is a stupid statement, but at the same time, you like a little bit of challenge and you don't mind getting frustrated, but then still trying to have fun, Cuphead is the game to pick up. My next game is My Friend Pedro. Now, I've seen a lot of videos today with a lot of people that hadn't seen this game or don't seem too interested in this game, but I've seen a lot of content of My Friend Pedro, and 9 times out of 10, when I did see it, it was on the PC. So I was kind of curious as into how they were going to convert that into controllers to where you would have certain aspects of slowing down time and doing the jumping and aiming and shooting. But I'm pretty sure it's going to have a lot of right stick action, and hopefully they enter or use gyroscope with it being on the Switch, because it is a console exclusive for the Switch. So like I said, it's a console exclusive. It's also can be purchased on the PC as well. The next game I saw really drew my attention was the Red Lantern. One of the big reasons why it drew my attention, I like the way that they showcased the game. At the same time, it kind of reminded me of Oxenfree. Oxenfree was a game that a couple people told me to pick up. I'm not really into the whole story narrative, point and click situation, which is not a point and click, but it's something similar to that fact. But I loved Oxenfree. It kept me on my toes. The story was interesting. It even had my wife interested, and she doesn't sit down and watch me play much. So if it had her interested, it had me interested for something of that genre that I usually don't care for me, it's definitely a pickup from what I've seen. And then not to mention, I used to stay in Alaska for 3 years. So seeing the dog race with Iditarod, I got a chance to see that one time, but just seeing that was pretty cool. And I want to see how this plays out, because it doesn't seem like it's story based and you're just kind of going through the motions. It seems like you're taking care of yourself, you're hunting, you're taking care of your dogs. And I love the scene of, the bear coming out of nowhere and attacking, but at the same time it was kind of sad. I think it caught everybody off guard. But yeah, that definitely is a day one pickup for me. Definitely a day one pickup for me. The next game, Katana Zero. I'll say when I watched it earlier today, this wasn't on my list, but when I rewatched the Nindies Direct when I got home, this became a day one purchase for me, and I'll tell you why. Not only does it come out also on the 18th, but this seems like my type of game, and the reason why I say it's my type of game is it adds so much with you being fluid, doing different types of movements and tricks and things of that nature, and also having in the back of your mind, if I get hit one time, that's it. I have to rewind and start the level back over. Now it's not one of those levels where you kind of go through and look for checkpoints or anything. It seems like you have a level that you can see in this entire scope, and you just have to kill everything that's in your way with the sword, doing slowing down times, reflecting bullets, pulling off some John Woo shit. Like that's exactly what it reminds me of, on some Matrix stuff and the whole nine. Like it had my attention, and to see if I can go through and knock this game out, with one hit kills and things of that nature. I'm looking forward to getting frustrated, but at the same time having fun. And not to mention, it's just one of those things that I just like to have fun with certain games. It doesn't have to be too deep. It doesn't have to pull me in every second of the way, but it definitely looks like something I can pick up here and there, especially on the go with the Switch, and just have fun with it. The next game that came up that I like for different reasons, and I know certain people may not care for it, was Creature in the Well. They showcased that you had a choice of 15 weapons, 8 dungeons that you're going to go through. But honestly, it was one of those games to where I don't know, like it's with the look, the way they presented it, the way they showcase everything, it just seems like it was going to be a pickup for me. I want to see some more footage of it. I feel like I didn't get enough, but at the same time, from what they showed me, it was definitely enough for me to say it was interesting enough to pick up. The next game that I'm looking forward to is Blaster Master Zero 2. I picked up Blaster Master Zero when we were in that spell of the Switch to where anything that dropped you were picking up, regardless of what it was. It could have been Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune. You were going to pick it up because everything was appealing on the Switch at the time. It just gives you that feel of, I have to purchase something. Hell, I'm getting ready to get on now and purchase something just because I found something that was interesting. At the same time, you just got that feeling like you got that need to purchase something. I don't know what it is, but it's just that type of thing. But I loved the first game. This one looks like it's times 10 better than the first one. It looks like you have more to do, more abilities. You get more detail with your vehicle and your character going into outer space. Not to mention, it's $9.99. We see a ton of eShop games pop up on the bestsellers list when it drops down to 99 cent, 49 cent. This one is $9.99. I'm surprised it's not up there now, but there is some competition here and there when it comes down to the download, especially when you start talking about Final Fantasy 9 and Final Fantasy 7 with the pre-release, Cuphead with the pre-release that you can do the pre-download. So I can understand, but at the same time, I still say it's something that needs to be picked up. And for my last game, Cadence of Hyrule. Now, for most that will say, okay, of course, it's kind of going after Zelda and the Zelda crowd. I'm not a fan of Zelda. I'm not. I love Breath of the Wild, though. I've tried everything from Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time. I've tried the original Link to the Past. I've tried Zelda 2. I've tried Zelda. I've tried to get in Zelda. It's one of those things to where I pick it up and I'm tired by the time I really get into it. And it just really didn't tickle my fancy. It just really didn't. But when I tried Breath of the Wild was the first Zelda game that I really, really, really fell in love with. I put the time in. I tried my best to find all the shrines. I was not going to find all the seeds, considering the fact of what I saw the end game was for the seeds. Not going to take my time. Not even going to waste my time with that. But nonetheless, this being a rhythm game as well, I'm a big fan of rhythm games, whether it's Rhythm Heaven. I wouldn't necessarily call WarioWare a rhythm thing, but you do need rhythm in certain aspects of it. Elite Beat Agents. I really do like rhythm games. Harmonix does a great job with one of the rhythm games that they have on the Switch at this moment. It's got something to do with sports. I'm not too sure of the name of it, but definitely into rhythm games, and this is tying into to Zelda and Hyrule and things of that nature. I want to hear the music because the music always draws me in as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Now let's get into the games that I didn't care for. This is going to be a little bit faster than the games that I do care for, because I'd rather give you the spiel on why I want a game opposed to why I don't want a game. When it comes down to NeoCab, it just reminded me of normal Lost Phone. Great concept, looks great, and can pull you in, but I don't foresee myself really playing a game to where I'm driving around, talking to different people, and trying to find my friends, like Cab's Confessions or the or anything like that. It just doesn't seem like a game I really would get into. Kind of like a Uber simulator in a way. I don't know. That's just kind of how I looked at it. Darkwood. It was a top-down survival game or horror game or whatever you want to call it. I'm not a fan of buying games to scare the shit out of myself. So even if it is top-down, you say horror anywhere in it, you lost me. I'm not paying money to scare myself. Even if it isn't that scary, it seemed like it was running pretty bad in the indie direct as well. But once again, it's not something that really interested me. Super Crate Box comes out in April, multiplayer game. Just didn't care for it. Nuclear Throne out right now. Plenty of games on the eShop just like it. Seemed like a twin stick shooter situation. Might be interesting for some. Pass for me. Ultra Bugs. Really not interested. They said it was more coming down the line for other games like it. I just honestly, I don't care. And then Stranger Things season 3. Hadn't watched the show, and I know people are like, "What? You never watched Stranger Things?" No, I don't get into things that everybody watch. If it doesn't draw me in, then I'm not concerned with it. I'm not worried about it. Now it does remind me of a game that me and my cousin used to love playing on the Super Nintendo called Zombies. What is it? Where Zombie Ate My Neighbors. Yeah, Zombie Ate My Neighbors. It kind of reminded me of that in a way, and then also a different angle on Slaughterfest with the art style and other things like that. But that's just me. If I'm off, I'm off. But it just reminded me of Zombie Ate My Neighbors the most. But then getting into the games that are kind of the middle line games for me, I just need a little bit more information. So I'll tell you guys what I may need to get a little bit more, and then I'm good. Um, Overland, squad focused turn based, random generation, and also it releases this fall. I'm big on squad based, so when it came down to XCOM, it comes down to Mario Rabbits. I like squad based games, but see, this one is not looking into a shooter like situation to where you're kind of trying to maneuver around. It's kind of like a safety survival situation, and I found that interesting. And I'm all about, you know, praising and showing support for people that are going to go out on the whim to show and try something different. I'm tired of seeing the same shit back and forth. So for them to even go out of their way to seem like they want to tie a story into it, and then also you're not going to have the same situation every time you play it. I really like that. You know, depending on who you want to save your dog, you want to save your friends, you want to get food, you want to, do this, do that. This seems interesting to me. But one other thing I want to see more. I want to see what else is with it, what comes with it. If it seems like it's something that they can make it 4 or 5 hours, but I think you can get a lot more depending on what else they put and add into the game. The next one was Rad. Didn't see too much that I cared for. They were talking about possible dungeons and these mutations and things like that, and graphically and fundamentally, it seems like it'll be a good game, but I think they just need to show more. They showed a little bit of the open world of killing and mutations and some of the different things that people can mutate into and the special moves that come with those mutations. I really want to see more. Definitely want to see more with that. Blood Roots. I can't remember if I've ever played a combo-based game outside of a fighting game. This seemed like a fast-paced, non-serious, combo-based, like, I can only imagine speedrunners going through this and just monster and combos and possibly never touching the ground depending on how they set up these levels. Like, I want to get on that level to where I'm shooting off combos left and right. to where it just looks like it'll be an amazing game if you perfect the craft of how they set it up. I just want to see if there's more to it, like if we're collecting stuff, if we're facing off against something, if we're doing challenges, if we have leaderboards. Like that's I'm looking to see if there's more to it than just what we saw in the direct, which I'm pretty sure it is. They didn't put any type of release date. They just said later this summer. So I'm interested on that. Just need a little bit more. Pine, definitely need to see more. They said there was like 5 factions. There was bartering, scavenging, survival, adaptation. If the AI is smart enough and it really changes and adapts like they say that they do with the things that you do as a group and as your, I guess, your group, village, or whatever does, that can be very interesting to where anytime you jump in the game, the moment that you think you're straight, make sure that your village is good, living good, eating shrimp, steak, lobster, all that good stuff, and then somebody just comes up because they've learned something different and they've evolved and just shut your whole game down. That to me is interesting because it's going to keep you on your toes, keep you thinking, keeping you in the level of how to evolve. It's kind of in the same vein of like Civilization, to where you're kind of in a primitive state, and then through time you're going through different ages and different generations, and you got to stay on par because you got to do the discoveries, you got to do the R&D, you got to do the evolution of making it to say like the space age, to where you got to be on point. Otherwise, you can be shut down and your area can be taken over in a matter of no time. Swim Sanity is my last game. Big fan of co-op, especially couch co-op. But the one thing that got me with this game was the 1 through 4 multiplayer, but it can be with friends or with bots. I'm, for one, all about games. I have friends and family that love video games, but they're not seriously into games like I am. And then also, they're kind of casted far and wide. So I have some in Alabama, I have some that's lower Florida, I have some that are in Georgia, I have some that are here and there. So the online aspect is great, but in the sense that they're not on, whether our work schedules conflict or anything like that, I can also run with bots. Now, if they're smart enough, then that's cool. If not, then that's what I kind of want to see. I want to see what else these bots bring to the table. Also, they said online chat, voice chat, kind of put me in the mindset of Unreal Tournament, because Unreal Tournament used to do the same thing. I didn't have anybody to play Unreal Tournament with when I had it on the Dreamcast, and they had the bot, so I was just going through wrecking, having fun. I don't care about leaderboards, I don't care about no achievements at that time, nothing. It's just me and bots just running through and I'm playing my game. And that's kind of with me anyway. I kind of like to be in my own space. But if they can show more with Swim Sanity, with some different levels, possible DLC, I don't know. I want to see what they offer first before I start talking about DLC. But at the same time, this is something I can sit down and I feel like I can have fun with me and my kids and really just do that couch co-op 4-player old school ordeal. But other than that, man, I think Nintendo did a good job showcasing what was going on, because even though we have the heavy hitters like your Pokemon and you have your Animal Crossing and you have your remake of Zelda coming, you have what else is coming? The Daemon X Machina. What else is showing up? The Final Fantasy group is showing up this year. Like, Nintendo's stacked heavy. They are stacked heavy. So they really are not missing anything at this point. And then just to add more to it, these indies seem to be killer. To me, indies are the new third party for me, because as much as people brag and boast about, oh, Sony gets third party, Microsoft gets third party, and Nintendo doesn't get it day one or miss out on certain games, there hasn't been a third party game that has really hit. Honestly, really hasn't hit. And it hasn't lived up to the hype outside of maybe Devil May Cry, and that's only me going off of impressions of people that have the same taste as me. I haven't played the game yet. I plan on playing it, but I'm more of a Bayonetta fan than I am a DMC. So honestly, that's it. That was my impression of it. I definitely want to see more from these games. I don't want to see them pop up now and then disappear, much in the same vein as a War Groove or a Shakedown Hawaii, which, man, I want to see Shakedown Hawaii because they've been teasing more and more, talking about they're still going to go to the DS, the 3DS. The game is still doing good, it's still going on, but we saw Shakedown Hawaii a while ago, and I kind of want to see that game. I kind of want to play that game. I don't want it to fall out the light and lose my interest like Pocket Rumble did. So let's see that come up soon. But for the games we saw today, I love it. Thank you for your time. It's been your man Action Jack. See you later.